Just sharing the video, the community. Anybody that see it from the community, share it into the group. Share it in the group. All right. Is that it? I reached my number? Okay. Peace and love. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? I see you, Nikki. Shamari. Y'all ran in there early today. Somebody shared a live with the community. Go ahead and copy the link and post it. I appreciate it. Peace and love. Peace and love. We almost there, y'all. We almost there. Less than 2 weeks, or it's 2 weeks to go. With the S seminar, tickets are still available for those that are looking to come out to this event. I want to say it's 17, 18 days left, right? Dawson in the building, Nikki, Shamari, Lottie Dottie, Kay Tiller. I didn't invite you to the live, Kay Tiller. I really didn't. I invited Lottie Dottie. I invited everybody in the community. I don't even know who you are. You know, I didn't mean that. If it ain't, it's not me. That's your ancestors doing that. See, some of y'all think it's a game. Some of y'all think it's a game when it comes to your daily departing. You find out when it's too late. A lot of times, most humans will find out when it's too late. Like, damn, this nigga wasn't bullshitting. I should have listened. That really double against you. You know, not you per se, but I'm just saying, like, I don't even know who you are. Have y'all ever seen that being before? You know, that's something on TikTok, or that's your ancestors doing that? Because I vaguely invite people. I just did it right now because I ain't see nobody in the room, but you're not even in my friend list. But peace and love to you, the same. Shouts out to Dekai, Miss Beauty, my beloved brother Angel Appleseed, Hua Mana. All right. For those that don't know, I'm your beloved brother, Dr.RÉ of NunpTah. I am a master OrgoniteTEK builder, teacher of Raynology, wielder of primordial energy. I am my ancestors' keeper, as I am an ancestral altar activation expert. I am also a master of alignment and apparel designer, right? You need t-shirts for family reunions, funerals, whatever. You got an idea, a concept in mind, hit me up. I definitely can articulate or express what you want on the t-shirt, right? Graphic designer, if you will. But how y'all doing today? I hope everyone's having a great day. This live is geared towards people that are new to their journey, those that are COVID woke, those people that have 7 years or less, and you are a neophyte on your spiritual awakening journey, right? I say spiritual awakening journey, and everything is put into context. Once we get up to 5,000 likes, we start taking questions in the comment section. If you do have more than 7 years on your journey, then you can still ask questions too. But I'm aiming in the direction of those people that don't have it all figured out. You follow? I had a sister try to inbox me earlier. The last couple, it'd be a plethora of you guys that reach out to me and, hey, I want to do a reading on you. I can feel your energy. And didn't nobody ask you to do all that. You feel me? Didn't nobody ask you to get all in my space like that. You didn't ask permission before you did it. That shows poor etiquette, for one. But for two, I went to one being's page and she had some candles up on, I guess it was her altar, and they was black. It had soot all around the candles, and the second candle, it was starting to acquire the resonance of what was on the first candle. She had a few things missing that she needed to correct in her altar setup. I helped her a little bit, but I'm just saying to say, a lot of you guys, y'all think y'all got it figured out. I keep telling you, you don't have a teacher, you don't have a guide, you don't have an instructor, a director, a counselor, an advisor. You're only gonna be able to do so much under your own volition. You hear me? Especially if you're not finessed in those capacities. You've not been initiated into anything. You're gonna be missing a lot of shit. And I ain't saying that to get down on anybody. I'm just telling you, like, I've been on this journey over 28 years. I didn't just get gassed off of something I seen off of YouTube or seen that everybody around me was waking up. No, this was taboo what I'm into when I first got started. You have no idea the castigation I received from the NPCs in the simulated public. You have no clue of that. Even to this day, and I still stand 10 toes down, treetop tall on what it is that I stand for. And I will not negate from that for anyone. You follow? But I'm here for the people, and I'm always concerned about those that are new to their journey. Because I'm telling you, there are people that are predatorizing you. They're looking to victimize you with their dark magic. And that's why the world, y'all see, we cleaning up this darkness. For those that's been rocking with me, you've been following the platform even from the other side of the wall. Y'all, I've been telling y'all, we're here to remove the darkness from this field of reality. It doesn't belong here. It doesn't belong here. And people selling their souls every day. I watched a little little Ice Spice video. I don't know. I'm not into Ice Spice like that. That shit popped up in my thing talking about a satanic ritual. Something that was going on with her and the little demon lady from France. And I sat and watched the whole thing. I was like, damn. Shouts out to the young brother that put that video together because he aware. You know, you want to get into the fashion industry, and you know, a lot of y'all all in the fashionista and all. Y'all don't know, man. Y'all being hypnotized by demons. These people be working with dark shit, and they not shying away from it. They're not like trying to hide it. That shit is out there. You hear me? A lot of y'all advocate for it inadvertently and don't even know that you participate. Because you keep saying God got me. Jesus will get the wheel. People, you know, you just got that from somebody else. You don't know what you signing up for. You really don't. And I'm telling you, they ragdogged that Ice Spice broad. She was a sexual sacrifice, right? And you can see the whole thing. Like, it's crazy, man. And that ain't something new. It ain't just start with her. She just saying it was too late. Like, damn, what did I just signed up for? You know, like, man. And then you can't tell nobody. Once they done did all that stuff to you and show you what they do to others, oh, you can't come out and tell nobody. That's the big secret. That's the big secret. Right? Because ain't nobody selling no albums no more. I mean, that stopped. When I seen the album stop selling, I said, man, they about to start, they just freaking people out at this point. I said that 10 years ago. 10 years ago when it was MP3. I said, damn, ain't no more CDs? Like, oh yeah, they about to really, man, it's a bad time to want to be an artist. You see them, they make the men wear the purses, the skinny jeans, they be wearing dresses. Come on, man. When you see they got that blonde in their hair. I forgot what my man, the pastor, the heavy set brother, I forgot his name. One of y'all could put it in the comments. He was like, oh yeah, you've been butt broken. They butt break rappers. And I'm going to tell you, I don't care. I got to put it out there because I'm here at my altar. My ancestors going to tell me what to say. Yep, skirts, nail polish. When you see them with all them tats, when you be seeing people with all them tats all over their body, somebody then molested them. I'm telling you, probably in jail. They probably grew up being molested by a man or a woman. See, a lot of women get away with not being castigated as a predator, but it'd be a lot of women predators out here too. They'll prey on your young daughter and your young son. You better be aware of that. You hear me? So when y'all be seeing these people where they like, damn, you got tats everywhere. Something that happened to them. I'm telling you, they've been broken psychologically, emotionally, physically, spiritually sometimes. There's a lot of people being victimized out here. And we could talk about, you know, ice walls and parallel dimension. We could do all of that, but guess what? We need to deal with the reality that's right. You know, Dr.RÉ, I'm not gonna cut the mustard with you. We need to deal with the issues that need to be addressed. You have to address the deficits. She said Bishop Eddie Long. Yeah, that was years ago with Eddie Long, right? That was years ago. The Catholic Church. Don't just put it on Eddie Long. You hear me? The Met Galas. Remember I told y'all about the Met Galas. I can't remember the lady's full name. It's Michelle Lyam or something, some shit like that. Look her up. She's the wicked witch. And everybody that get caught in a picture with her, you gonna die. See, I was asking if that's the big one you was referred to. Oh no, man. He's a crumb off the coffee cake. Bishop Eddie Long. You thinking about Jeff Epstein and people on that level, right? Mossad agents, right? They get you in a room with the children and do all type of little shit. They get you on video, right? This for entertainment purposes only, TikTok. They get your ass up on that video and start recording your ass. And now they got leverage against you. Now you got to do what they say, right? You got to adhere to the things that they got going on. And this is the stuff that needs to be addressed. This is not something that's fanatical or in the holy book or your religion. This is going on right now in real time. And it was just 111 when I seen that 111. All right. This stuff need to be addressed. But y'all want to talk about shit that ain't got shit to do with shit. I'm tired. I go through the time. They're like, man, that's not to besmirch nobody. But you're not talking about the shit that need to be talked about. Bring awareness to what the devilishment on these devils that's being done. It needs to be addressed. Period. Man, what is this lady name? Somebody put her name in the comments. Michelle Laya or some shit like that. Lyell or she looked demonic. That's all I can say about it. She took a picture with the Migos one time, and that shit looked crazy. 6 months later, one of them was dead. I'm telling you. And I just seen her again. That's why I triggered. What's her name? Ice Spice. You know what I'm talking about, help as well. Yo, there she is. Thank you, Lottie Dottie. Michelle Lamy. That's her name. Michelle. Yo. And she got, yo, it's some other people that roll with her too. I'm telling y'all think it's a game. Yes, Travis Scott be with her. Yo, they done turned him out. They turned him out. Oh my God. They behind Balenciaga, her whole crew. They behind Balenciaga, Gucci. You know, they run all that shit now. They run it all. That's why I be wearing my own brand. Y'all need to get with the brand and support the brand and put me on the level with them. Because they got knowledge on the shirts. They got amulets and sigils that can protect you. Right? We gotta balance, we gotta battle these forces, y'all. We can't just sit here and then just hope for something to come and save us and help us. We gotta help ourselves. And when you take 2 steps towards Ilion takes 2 steps towards you. But you gotta be in alignment with you. You can't have something else possessing you. Something else telling you what to do. You can't be under the hypnotic suggestions of these Luciferians. You just can't. And the only thing that gives them sovereignty and rulership over you, they have to present the truth to you. They don't have to tell you the truth. They just have to show it to you. And they show it to you, and you don't do nothing about it but change the channel. You support their brands. You give them all of your attention. You hold them on high. You value that shit. They knew they had y'all after they did the what's the name? The blackface mess a couple of years ago for Black History Month. Had the blackface with the big lips, the Gucci. ski mask or whatever. That was racist as fuck. That was racist. And the first person that did it is a demonic practitioner. These people is demonic. They're demonic. They run the fashion industry. You know how they get out. And ain't nobody sold records since CDs stopped being burnt. Since they stopped making CDs, that was it. How they getting paid? Y'all see Little Baby? I don't know one Little Baby song. I know a lot of y'all into that stuff, but I don't even know one of his songs. I cannot sing along with none of that shit. I'm not on that frequency. I done heard a few Ice Spice songs because they shaking her, she's shaking her ass. But other than that, I don't know none of her songs. I'm lost, right? But check it out though. They're using them as a proxy to influence our young. And don't think they don't do it for the white people too. They just they just put syrup on top of shit and call it pancakes. Because Taylor Swift with the shits too. Don't get it twisted. They all got to get, done up. It's just that you feel it a little bit more when it's somebody of color than you would with a so-called pale person, right? And some of the pale people had that discernment to see through that shit. They be calling it out, man. I got to give them their props for calling it out. And I've been saying that. Shout out to my pale brothers and sisters. Boy, the motherfuckers are right. For real, it's been a litany of them that put their life on the line to expose certain things. They knew what was going to happen to them. And they don't never get the ashe that they deserve. You hear me? Because like I told y'all, this shit beyond skin complexion. People that just caught up on pigmentation, they're going to be stuck in a certain loop. They're going to be stuck in a certain cycle. Because what they don't know is that, listen, spirits do not have pigmentation. Spirits do not have a gender. Do you hear me? A spirit does not have those things. It doesn't need any of those things to function. A human body does. So a lot of times people be speaking out of context on things and not disseminated it to you correctly because they don't even know themselves. They just picked up on a bunch of conjecture, buzzwords, and hot takes that was put out here. And they just pretty much perpetuate the cyclic attention absorbing program, right? Keeping your ass on the path to nowhere. Not telling you that you the power. Not telling you that you could bend reality. Not telling you that you could create your own reality. Not telling you that you on your own timeline that you need to be in alignment with. You hear me? Not telling you the spiritual forces that can and will work to your benefit. They're not going to tell you that. He said, what is a cleanse? And is it a scam if someone's trying to get paid? You're going to have to be a little bit more clear on that, Dawson. I'd love to answer that question. Shouts out to Dawson. No, some people need a spiritual cleanse. You need to take a spiritual bath. You definitely will feel the difference after you take one. And you can put the stuff together yourself. You don't have to go to nobody else to do it. Not in case you're not, your spiritual acumen isn't up to par. I suggest you go to somebody. Like I opened up this live like that, talking about how people need a teacher. You need a guide. You need an advisor. You need somebody. Stop trying to do stuff on your own. Like the little tarot card reader. She got a message from me and she picking up on my energy. I seen that altar she had up. That shit looked, and I ain't saying this to shit on you, sis, but that shit was a hot mess. You had black soot on the candle. I seen it jumping on the second candle. Your chalice was not full. You hear me? You shouldn't even been showing your altar like that across it's a whole bunch of spiritual etiquette that be missing. And people just don't know about it because they'll say, hey, I want to just do everything myself. I don't need nobody. It's so many scammers and all that. That's that fear programming, right? That's the program of fear that people put themselves on. They put themselves on that frequency and You wonder how, not saying you, Dawson, I'm just saying in general, that shit start forming in your reality because you done thought about it, you done spoke about it, and now you walking in it. And it's a whole bunch of people that put themselves on the radar of these dark practitioners. This is why you will consistently hear me say, I don't mess with no pentagrams. I don't mess with no hexagrams, no Baphomet, no Lucifer, no Lilith. Nothing associated with black. No black magic. I'm not black girl magic. I'm not Black Lives Matter. Fuck anything associated with the word black, especially in commerce, because it doesn't align. And they keep getting the people to call themselves black, black, black. I'll break it down to a motherfucker for 4 hours how they not black, and they'll still call themselves black. Just to compensate for somebody else's ignorance. That's a spell. I'm not compensating for your ignorance. You tell me hello, I'm going to tell you hell is low. I don't give a fuck if you ain't aware of that shit. I'm going to make your ass aware. And then because you keep forgetting, I said no, because some of y'all forget. I can't help that. What you want me to come down, dumb myself down to compensate for your existence? I don't have that type of time. You hear me? I don't have that type of time. I'm not about to play with you like that. And I'm not going to play with myself and my own consciousness like that. Because then I start rejecting who it is that I truly am. I got to walk in my authenticity. I have to be familiar with my own authenticity. Not what the Joneses is doing. Not the lingos and lexicons that's been programmed into me. Once you break past those barriers, you got to put that shit down. It don't mean nothing to me. You hear me? That shit don't mean night. It don't mean Nathaniel, right? But no, you definitely want to take a spiritual bath. There are a litany. Damn, I can't remember the sister name. The Nigerian sister. She got good shit. It's a hoodoo sister on here. You know, if you find something, Dawson, just bring it to me, like, and share it with me. Like, hey, what you think it is? Is this person cool, or, you know? Yeah, being at a certain frequency attracts the same thing. So, like, you can't be on that frequency. You can't be thinking fear, or you're going to attract that, right? Your intentions can't be fear-based, or that shit will show up in your reality. It will. And it does. You know, that's Murphy's Law. They call that Murphy's Law. If you think something could go wrong, then it will go wrong. And then just even accepting Murphy's Law, which is not a law, like fuck Murphy. Well, what was going on 1,000 years before she was born? I'm going to follow that law. You hear me? But you can program yourself. And like I always say, call on the forces of your dearly departed. Them the real ones that's working with you. A lot of y'all got guided here by somebody on the other side. Because they see the dedication. They see the devotion. Not just me, but my students are putting forth to their dearly departed. They see it. And anybody that took the discourse and started working with their altar, they'd be hard-pressed to tell you that shit hasn't changed their life for the better. If they say ain't nothing happened to them, it's because they ain't doing it. Period. It ain't no gray area with this shit. You feel me? You got to get locked in for life. And I ain't even telling you to get with the natural. I'm telling you to get with your mama, your daddy, your grandmama, and your granddaddy. That's who you owe a debt of gratitude to. And the more consistent you do it, the more consistent they're going to show up for you in your own reality. You could call that voodoo, witchcraft. I don't give a fuck what you call it. But it's not a speculation. It's not a guesstimation. You feel me? It's not something that you have to reach towards or wonder about. It's real. And they'll show you beyond a shadow of a doubt that that's them. You hear me? I got a student. Shouts out to Melly Mel. I always got to bring up Mel. And the reason why I be bringing up Mel, y'all, is because Mel she didn't believe in herself. I ain't gonna say she didn't believe. She didn't think that she had the capability to make a connection. You know, most people are told not to be confident and have self-esteem. And I'm totally against that. You should take yourself to an arrogant resonance. You deserve, especially if you a nigga, you born here in the New World of North America, you need to take yourself to an arrogant frequency with what you tapping into. You hear me? You breaking a whole bunch of successional, generational patterns and conditions just with your incarnation. So you better take it all the way there. You better push it to the limit. But shouts out to Melly Mel. Melly Mel joined the community. After a few events, she took that discourse. And when I tell you that her daddy showed up in the fucking candle, in the 7-day candle, you could see this nigga's face with the glasses and everything. And she was so excited and crying and snot bubbling and stuff, right? She said, man, how that happen? I said, shit, you made that happen. Them young people, I don't got nothing to do with that. That's you. You're doing that. She was like, but where's my mother? I was like, ask your daddy. Guess what happened the next day? I can't make this shit up. Guess what happened the next day? Her mother showed up in the candle. Right in the wax, figurated her face into the fucking wax, and then wrote somebody's name in cursive with a font on it. It had a special font on that shit. I was like, damn. Happened to be somebody that was in her family. She connected them. They got locks and ankh around their neck. Those are real connections. Those are not speculative connections. Those are not connections that, oh, I read this in a book somewhere. I seen this on YouTube. No, that's a real connection. That's going to take real action and application. From you, not from me, from you. And a lot of you get mystified in the AAA. Why is this happening to me? How is this? It's because of you, not your physical body, not your physical mind. You. You are that power. You are malleable. You're treating reality like a malleable metal that you could bend to your will. You just don't know yourself, so you don't believe in yourself. If you don't know yourself, you definitely can't believe in yourself. That's why the first gate of Raynology is to know thyself, right? How you do that, Dr.RÉ? Study biology. Study biology. You don't have to go get a damn grant and none of that to study biology. You got you in the information age. You got knowledge at the at the bare of your fingertips. Just type that shit up and study. Turn off your cell phone. Turn off your television and hone in and start studying the body. You know what I'm saying? The neural pathways will start sending neurotransmitters to that portion of the body, and the body gonna know that you're not it. It's gonna start confirming that to you. It's been waiting on you for a long time, since you was a child. You see, when you was a child, you knew you wasn't this body. You was more spirit than physical being. Your personality is what cut you off from you. I'm gonna say that one more time. Your personality is what cut you off from you. And it replaced you with it. So you think that you're this personality, but that personality was generated from your own mind based on the thoughts, words, and actions and the decisions that you decided to choose. And it came up with the personality. You already got a name. You had some traits and some characteristics that was given to you from your mother and father. You had their image and their likeness to carry you through this reality. However, you, the flesh, is not you. The flesh, that came from your mama and daddy. There's 1/3 of you that's your mother. There's 1/3 of you that's your father. And then there's 1/3 of you that's not your mother or your father. You have to get in alignment with that aspect of you. Because the other 2/3 you got from your mother and father, that's your personality. That's not you. And when you get in contact with the definitive divine core of yourself, and you start operating as and from that aspect of yourself, then guess what? The reality just start bending around you. It be cloudy. The clouds move out the way. Here come the sun. It's shining right down on you. You look to the right. You done seen the license plate. It says 777. You hear me? I saw animes on Soma. I don't know what that is. It's spiritual references. Then I go to bio in college and it talked about Soma. What is Soma? Is that an acronym? I don't know what that is, Dakai. But yeah, that's just me and monologuing away. And I did answer a question. That was from somebody's question. Um, but yeah, like I said, I've been on this over 28 years. And that used to always kind of keep me, I don't want to say confused. But I would just be disturbed at how people just willingly want to get into pentagrams and hexagrams and start putting curses on people. And it's like, yo, how you got time and energy to want to do that to somebody else when you could be using that time and energy to better yourself? You need to be a better person. You a piece of shit. But you want to take the time to go and hurt somebody else, but then put on the air as if you're not hurting people? That's not cool. Those people need to be dealt with. If if you done did something to me and I need to lay hands on you, I'm gonna lay hands on you. I don't need to go put your name in a jar, none of that shit. If it ain't to that level where I need to put hands on you, I'm gonna let that shit go. Cause like I said, I can't I can't decide the way that my ancestors choose to protect me. You better be careful how you deal with me, right? They'll line your ass all the way up and you won't even fucking know it. It'll be too late when you figure it out. Like, oh shit, I shouldn't have fucked with him. Yeah, you sure shouldn't have, right? But I don't look to bring down nobody now. I don't look to attack nobody, put a spell on nobody or a hex on nobody. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Congo. What's up, Congo? Yeah, I just feed the forces that protect me. That's what I do. I feed them forces. I make sure they well fed. I make my libations daily, not every once in a while. Some of y'all know some once in a while shit. No, you got to be consistent every day. Don't miss a day. Don't miss a day. Stay on it. Because there's motherfuckers out here, they do not have good attention for you. I'm telling you. They hate just because you're smiling and you're happy. You said that's me, by the way. I don't know. You're going to have to talk it for what's the name? If you don't give a complete thought, I won't process it correctly, babe. The soma equals central part of a neuron containing nucleus. Okay. And other organelles, endoplasmic reticulum and mitochondria. Okay. She know her shit. That's what I want to hear. The soma. Yeah, they was letting you was in alignment. I'm trying to piece together. Yeah, that's your own higher self, Dakai, letting you know that hey, you in alignment. Don't doubt it. I tell everyone all the time, listen to your first mind. Stop listening to your second and your third mind. Right? When you listen to the first mind and you just keep following it and stop letting the monkey mind or the physical mind or the egoic mind dictate what the decisions you need to make in your life, you'll always have fucked up predicaments. You will never be in the rightful place. And you know it. Because we all been victims of it. Damn, I should have listened to my first mind. Man, I should have listened to my first mind. That was you. That first mind is your divine self. Right? The soma. The body as distinct from the soul, mind, or psyche. Yes. Yeah, it does happen. It's in the moment. That you're talking about the central locality of the particles in that nuclei. Yeah, I could tell you, listen. the way you popped up in here and the alignment, I don't want to go through it all again, but you know that you're in alignment and you know that your ancestors brought you here or your dearly departed. I got to say ancestors because that's what people understand. But your ancestors brought you here and they showed you beyond a shadow of a doubt that, yeah, we want you right here. This is where you're supposed to be, right? A lot of people will second guess that intuitive prompting and scroll past me and create a new branch, a new timeline. You know what I'm saying? They'll create a new branch and a new timeline, and then they look for something outside of themselves, right? To blame that on and say, this is why this happened. That's really the physical mind telling them that because they ain't even listening to their own self. You hear me? But not in your case because you came right on in, and with the host of others, there's a host of others that came right on in. They ain't been listening to me long, and they jump right on in alignment. Shouts out to Ricky Rodriguez, Nate Cherry. I can't remember the sister name. She be staying away so much. I don't be having time to chase you around. And, hey, what you do? You put yourself in the shell. You're gonna stay in that shell. I can't. And I can't remember that sister name. But Nate Cherry, Keith Taylor, and Ricardo. Right? These people came out to one of my events when I did the Ancestral Altar Discourse workshop. And I showed people how to construct the altar in real time. They came out and I forewarned them before we began that particular event. And shouts out to the other people that came out and to the Siobhan. I ain't forgot about Siobhan and Nate Cherry. They came out as well in the prior one. But listen to this. I told them, when you take that discourse, you're going to quantum leap. You're going to be accelerated very fast past what you was on. And all those people ain't been in the community longer than people that's been there a year, 6 months, let's say 2 years. They haven't taken that discourse. And they jumped leaps and bounds. Like you done fast forward way ahead of reality. That's why things is lining up for you the way that they are. That's why people are receiving you the way that they're receiving. That's why you're seeing the things in your reality and you're able to patchwork certain instances and circumstances that's happening in your life. The ripples and the waves that you're creating on a whole nother bandwidth than what you were priorly on. And you're on a whole nother timeline, right? And what's happening is that there were adverse forces that were feeding on the timeline that you were on. They were feeding from your life force. And you then took them away from that. And now you're on a new trajectory. You didn't put that tech around your neck. That shit pissed them off. They like, yo, this motherfucker ain't sticking to the program no more. What happened? Man, we used to depend on this being every weekend to go get that drink and do this and do that. I'm used to feeding all that. I ain't got nothing for me. I'm starving. So it start jumping in everybody's body around you. It start looking for another host because you didn't put on a protectant. This is why I tell y'all to get that tech around your neck, because to the demonic forces, when you got it around your neck, right? Not just near you, when you got it around your neck and they're in your auric field, it feels like being in an airplane bathroom full of smoke. There's no windows in the airplane bathroom. It's suffocating. It's almost like this motherfucker set a trap for me because it's used to all those holes in your aura. And this is why I had to say to the people that don't have the orgon, you got holes in your aura. There are beings jumping into your fucking aura. Do you hear me? You got a plethora of holes. You might can't see that or accept that, but it's the truth. Especially if you talk on a cell phone more than 3 hours a day. If you only, my live is 3 hours. And half the live, I'll be telling y'all to get the tech. Like, yo, get the tech. I feel bad for y'all sitting on here and you don't got no, you don't have no orgone. Y'all better go holler at Chris. You can't afford the best. You better go holler at Chris. Shouts out to Chris Johnson. Nigga, I don't know what the hell. You be all over the place. I don't know what the hell going on with that brother. But, get the tech. I tell people that all the time, man. Get the tech, man. Please. You know goddamn well you be on that phone all day. Some of y'all sleep with that phone. Your aura is depleted. You have you 1 or 2 drinks, something jumping in your body. The probability of that is 100 for 100. And then it took you over. It's influencing everything with you. And you don't even know that it's there because you're not aware of yourself at that rate. Right? You're not. The spiritual IQ of people in the Western world is very, very low. Very, very, very low. It's so low that I could confidently come out here and answer questions. This is why I ask people to ask questions. Because I know you can't think outside of person, place, and thing. And then most of y'all starting to call yourself pronouns. Right? That's right, health is wealth. It's the reason why they wore jewelry and armor and amulets and sigils. They'll write sigils on stuff to protect them. You got spiritual forces that are not good, that didn't incarnate. They never became flesh, but they can still move through this field of reality right along with you. Your college professor will not tell you that. You know what your college professor gonna tell you? Jesus Christ is the way. That's spirit. Don't you dare give me that African booty scratcher bullshit. You better take Jesus. I know y'all seen the little white lady that, for those that follow me on the Instagram, 1089 TV, I put it up there. The white lady, old white lady, she was like, yo, people don't know about the history